Sunday the 17th of November. So we're officially halfway through what normally is the wettest, windiest month of the year, November. But up to this point now we've had absolutely lovely settled weather. Now we're on for a bit of change this week. They're talking about cold and they're saying there's going to be snow and heavy rain, but I can't believe it's going to be too heavy if you have cold weather. Cold weather tends to have less moisture in the air, so we've had very little rain up to now. It's been very mild and it's been cold enough at times, and all I know is that we're well able to get in here with silage to feed these cattle. Normally I'm not able to get in here at all. If I just wheel around, there's a bit of a ramp that comes in here. Now I can come in perfectly grand, but getting back out again I tend to get stuck. So this is the first year now in a long time that I've been able to come in here with a trailer and a quad, so I am not going to complain at all. So whatever this week coming is going to bring, let it bring it. I've had it good enough up to now, and I know there's a long winter left and spring, but this time last year we came into this time of the year and the ground was absolutely saturated. So yeah, so the story is the cattle have been in here. You can see our ponies are over there. The cattle were in here 3 days. Now they've only been in here 2 nights, but because, as I was saying, it's difficult enough to come in here, I'm going to take them out of it now this evening in case we do get a flood. It'll just work out better for me. So I'm going to go to higher ground now. I'm going to come out this gap here all the way up. It's always an interesting move. I have to go through a field here and into a field in there, and it is an ideal spot. If you were to outwinter cattle with a feeding ring, that's where you would do it, but that's not the kind of system that I'm running here. So I'm going to try and hold them up as long as I possibly can. So they've only been in 2 days in this little cell here, so I'll probably hold out because they're due to stay in here for 1 more night. I'll probably hold them up on this perfect place that I'm going to go into now for definitely 3 days anyhow. So it's a smaller area than I normally give when I'm just feeding grass only. So I have to look and see now where my spool is so I can open up this fence. They're not mad anxious to move, they're not calling out, but I'll probably have to end this video now and get myself set up a bit further before I give them the call to come up after me. Right, let me do that. So that's what it looks like after 2 days, 48 hours on it. So the ponies are on the far side there. I'm going to let them in here. I actually need that reel in the middle, so I'm going to take that down and give the ponies the whole bottom half of this. They'll hang around over here more because this is where the picking is. So I'm in amongst the cattle. It turns out that my reel is over there, so I have to do something else. I just have to drop the wire and see will they cross it. They normally do. I don't like doing that, it's bad training. But I'm going to do it now in this situation, and then they should follow me up when I get ahead of them. So I'll do that now and I'll be back. So yeah, they're going to come, so I'm going to run up the hill here ahead of them and make sure they go the right way, because walking backwards up a hill is kind of dangerous. Come on, girls. Very good, very good. So no problems, they're coming now. I'm out of breath. In this gap they go. I'll stay quiet now. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm already mixed up. I'll count them in a minute. Come on, keep going. Maverick, do it. Right, I have to go down now, let the ponies in, gather a bit of fence, come up and close these in here properly. Here's a couple of renegades. I dosed them 2 calves and they were coughing after I dosed them more than beforehand. And I believe that's a sign that they're cured and that they're just coughing up old bits of phlegm. So they did have a touch of lungworm, I think. They kind of go about their own way under fences and grazing ahead. That's the margin now, yeah. So ponies are now in. I'm just looking back here on where I left the silage. There was a big heap of strong rushes there. They're well battered down now. So I leave these in here until I move the cattle, which I'm trying to stretch out for as long as I can. It's not meant to be a great week this week, but we'll see how we get on. We'll take it as it comes. But for now, they're all fairly content. They have lots of picking here now. They have little bits of residue of silage there, and they have grass, and they have rushes, and they have everything. So we have 3.5 ponies and a donkey. I have my mare and foal still at home. I'm still weaning them at the minute. I'm anxious to get her back out again, which will hopefully be by the end of this coming week. She should be settled by now. I have her eating a few nuts, and I'm drying up the pony. I'm drying up the mare. So I'm going to put a battery fence on this, and I have the cattle over there. So instead of putting too much pressure on the one fence, I'm going to put another battery up there. So I'm kind of using two batteries at the minute. Why don't I have a mains fence? There's just too many places where I could get earthed. I like to keep it a tight closed circuit. So literally the power is only on around the little square that's around the cattle. So yeah, that is the carry on. I'm going to go back up now and have a look at my cattle, and then I'll go away. Moonshine's coming over to say hello. No, she's not. Right, we'll leave it at that for now with the ponies. So the rain is starting to get heavy here now, so I'm not going to hang around too much longer. I believe it's heavier in other parts of the country, but this is the nice little cell that I have the cattle in. It's the driest part of this farm. There was a lot of bale grazing or feeding ring grazing up here, or feeding over the years gone by. But I'm going to just bring in my trailer loads, tow them up with them heaps of rushes there, and try and see can I get as long as I can out of it, and then move them on down the line. When I do move them down the line, I may leave them access to the high side as well. So until I reach the bottom of that, down to that hedge there, that's when I'll then put in my new fence and close them off from this area here and bring up the ponies. So that is my plan, to take advantage of this dry place. And with the bad week coming, apparently it'll be easy for me to feed them. The yard is just behind me here, and I can get in with my quad and trailer. So that is the situation halfway through November, the 17th of November. Yeah, so they're on grass today, and they will be content, and they can lie down in them rushes and get a bit of shelter whenever they need to. So that is the story. So for now, I will say good luck and goodbye.